Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to focus on the ways to improve crew well-being through a talent management platform in a wider perspective. I am Captain Ozgur Alemdag, the CEO of Maritime Trainer. Before starting, I would like to tell some about our company. Maritime Trainer is a digital human capital management platform provider for ship owners and operators, enabling them in assessing, training, and retaining their talents and meeting the industry requirements at the same time. Today, we are facing an exponential overlapping change in the maritime industry, like the communication change we have experienced before. It is not only the industry expectations, but people are also changing. The way they learn and behave is different compared to the past. The anxiety and depression levels are increasing, and the overall happiness is decreasing. Also, they see career time, but most important, the willingness to select a seafaring career is decreasing. We would like to have a greener industry and automated vessels working safely, and would surely benefit from digitalization and new technology as equipment for that. Whatever we use for this purpose, our people will manage those systems and equipment, and the human factor will remain the major cause of the accidents. People are and will remain the most valuable assets for our future. And human capital management issues will be the most popular topic that companies need to invest in order to survive. Maybe we will need fewer people for the same job, but definitely more qualified. And both the shipping companies and the seafarers are not mature enough to cope with this change. As I mentioned before, the statistics show that seafarers are unwilling to continue their careers on board, and the supply is decreasing significantly after the pandemic. Knowledge is accessible, but what about purpose, values, and attitude? How can we make these new generations stick to the maritime career and willingly perform their daily work in parallel with the organization goals? Creating a culture and making your employees feel it is important, but the way you communicate your culture with the talents is also very important, as they can Google you and learn a lot about your company from social media and post from your employees. For attracting new talents, you need to do something more compared to the past. You need to touch them, tell your story, value them, give a message from the top management, offer them an employee value proposition, a purpose that they would like to work for, create a workplace that people would love to work, support social responsibility projects, care for the environment, and have fun at the same time. It is not enough to pay their salary on time and give some additional benefits anymore. Companies should work to instill in their crew a sense of purpose and passion that is consistent with their aims and team building approach, while also conveying the company's culture and finding ways to improve it. We will definitely hear more about talent attraction, acquisition, development, and retention in the future. And shipping companies need to use HR functions properly rather than making crew logistics. And we are, as talent management providers, here to support them. Studies made on artificial intelligence, autonomous vessels, and other technological developments make officers afraid to lose their jobs soon. We all know that it is not that close, especially for the vessels that are working globally. The crew is crucial, and also the technologies. The best way of integrating them is to find a midway by human-oriented hybrid digitalization that will help crew and office personnel to make proper decisions and reduce the workload of their daily operations. So human capital management companies' first target should be to use this technology for the sake of people by helping them integrate themselves with the new technology easily and increase engagement, recognition, and also rewarding. Instructional design is one of the most important issues that should be focused on to meet the new generation's learning needs. Learning can be realized effectively when the learner is taken in the center of the process with an active learning methodology by using interactive content through case studies, real-life problems, and relevant visuals. The old-fashioned PowerPoint presentations don't work anymore. Mobile-ready, micro, Task-oriented training also increases engagement and eases the management of emerging training needs. The overall aim is to design the training should be to increase curiosity, have the knowledge, or let them seek or discuss on it. Learn the ways to seek it, gain the necessary skills in an immersive and attractive way, and most important, change the behavior in parallel to the company's objectives with the required attitude. If they learn the skills that they are really need to learn, they will feel more confident to act and behave. We need to increase engagement by adding gamification tools to our learning platforms, also serious games, VR, and ER implementations bring the learning process to a more advanced level, which also attracts the new generation and eases the learning process, especially for critical operations, specific types of equipment, and safety. By cloud simulation implementation, training can be more accessible. Companies can create their own scenarios and apply different training that will improve awareness skills and emergency response. The crew can attend the same scenario from their homes, and the remaining time and sources can be used to create more effective training. Student-led micro-simulation courses will also support improving the necessary skills in a cost-effective way. Recent reports show that mental health disorders will be the disease in coming years. When it comes to seafarers, it is obvious that the pandemic again proved that seafarers have vital importance but cannot feel this value due to the different implementations of the authorities and companies, which ends with depression and even suicide. The industry is pushing shipping companies to find ways to improve the overall well-being of the crew. The first step should be to select the proper candidate with an appropriate assessment. The second part is to sustain this mental state and improve the crew's resilience skills by implementing various training programs on board, giving them financial and social well-being training, listening to relevant podcasts, making webinars, opening the way for peer and professional support properly, support them in case they require in a confidential manner. Initiatives like Shell's Resilience Reflective Learning program, Mission to Seafarer financial and social well-being courses, psychological first aid and morning CBTs, and podcasts are excellent examples of best practices. Last but not the least, companies need to set a proper system armed with practical training tools and materials and actively monitor and manage these conditions that affect mental health and well-being. It is also vital to react immediately in a case of emergency situation. These requirements will be an industry standard by the upcoming human factor element, both stated in the TMSA update and DRIVE-AMS, that shipping companies need to be prepared for. Also, in order to make learning a part of their life, which also affects overall wellness positively, we should also provide additional self-development courses on anything they would love to learn. Continuous training for competency development and finding meaning at the workplace should be the strategy for companies which wants to deal and reach the chance of the dynamics in the new era. It is the way to accompany individuals not only intellectually but also psychologically and caring for the overall well-being of them. The strategy for companies starts with the talent attraction and continues to talent acquisition, and it doesn't end there, goes on with keep holding your valuable human assets with retention strategies. Maybe the most important part that completes the cycle is mentoring. Talent retention is about motivation and integration, retaining the expertise of years that has been invested by companies and by individuals need to find a meaning to continue with loyalty and commitment. Mentoring is not only sharing the know-how, but also transferring the cultural elements and seniority to younger potential leaders. It can also be applied as reverse mentoring from youngers to seniors. We have a large amount of data collected from various applications on our platforms, but do we use this valuable information for the sake of crew and companies? These data can be collected and enriched with real-time data with the help of onboard IoT implementation and vision analytics. If these data are properly analyzed, shipping companies could have a fantastic resource as a decision support system for immediate actions and long-term planning. At the same time, we can also have the chance to follow the behaviors of the crew and act immediately to warn the seafarer or give them the necessary support. I try to highlight the importance of crew well-being and the ways that we as digital human capital management system providers may assist to shipping operators and managers. Thanks for listening.